On June 16, 1903, the Ford Motor Company was incorporated, with 12 investors owning a total of 1,000 shares. During its early years, the company produced a range of vehicles designated chronologically from the Ford Model A in 1903 to the Model K and Model S, Ford's last right-hand steering model, of 1907. The next year, Henry Ford introduced the Model T. Earlier models were produced at a rate of only a few a day at a rented factory on Mack Avenue in Detroit, Michigan, with groups of 2 or 3 men working on each car from components made to order by other companies, what would come to be called an assembled car. The first Model Ts were built at the Piquette Road manufacturing plant, the first company-owned factory. In its first full year of production, 1909, about 18,000 Model Ts were built. As demand for the car grew, the company moved production to the much larger Highland Park plant, and in 1911, the first year of operation there, 69,762 Model Ts were produced, with 170,211 in 1912. By 1913, the company had developed all of the basic techniques of the assembly line in mass production. Ford introduced the world's first moving assembly line that year, which reduced chassis assembly line from 12.5 hours in October to 2 hours and 40 minutes and ultimately 1 hour and 33 minutes, and boosted annual output to 202,667 units that year. After Ford promised profit sharing if sales hit 300,000 between August 1914 and August 1915, sales in 1914 reached 308,162 and 501,462 in 1915. By 1920, production would exceed 1 million a year. At the time, the assembly line was the largest innovation in the car manufacturing business to that date. Our group believes that this manufacturing process was one of the first steps Ford took in information systems. The assembly line transformed the industry. Soon companies without it risked bankruptcy. Of 200 U.S. car makers in 1920, only 17 were left in 1940. It also transformed technology. Henry Ford is reported to have said any customer can have a car painted any color that he wants so long as it is black. Before the assembly line, Ts had been available in a variety of colors, including red, blue, and green, but not black. Now paint had become a production bottleneck. Only Japan black dried quick enough, and not until Duco lacquer appeared in 1926 would other colors reappear on the T.
In order to achieve its One Ford goals, the Ford need a One IT strategy. But that's not an easy task when there are around 10,000 IT employees globally. The most ambitious part of the plan was to virtually turn the IT organizations in the 4 regions into one. These changes were not at the strategic level alone. For example, there were 3 data centers, one for Americas, North and South America, one for Europe, and another one for the Asia Pacific and Africa region. The data center in Singapore was already been disbanded, and soon the other 2 data centers will be consolidated and will be made available only in the United States. This provides a way to achieve global network compatibility. The basic requirements for the strategy are to have uniform support practices and applications across the regions. Each region had its own set of application development and support processes, and now with the implementation of one IT strategy, only one version of the process has to emerge really. 5 areas in which Ford implemented changes as part of the new information strategy are reorganization IT organizations, improving collaboration, enabling mobility, helping in product development, and lastly, increasing use of analytics. Ford has spent the last 3 to 4 years restructuring the entire IT organization to do 2 important things. The first objective was to map the IT goals to One Ford initiatives, and the second objective was to ensure that information technology provides a platform to increase and support growth. The One IT plan completely restructured the fragmented IT centers of Regional business units introduce shared services for application development, application support, and infrastructure. The restructuring has cut the operating cost of IT over 30% in the last 4 years.
Ford started an initiative called Digital Worker. It's a program to focus on collaboration. A number of tools were implemented as part of this program that enabled video and data conferences, telephones over computer networks, data sharing, and soft phones. Some of these tools were already being used in Ford, but with the restructuring of IT into a single organization, the employees in different parts of the world started to realize the real potential of these tools. The growing use of SharePoint and WebEx video conferencing has taken collaboration to a whole new level. Project teams have started using SharePoint for team project sites and for social networking as well. Ford is also experimenting with Yammer. It's a business social network to encourage informal discussion among employees. The important part of this is not the tools alone, but how IT can map these collaborative efforts to Ford's key goal of creating a single global organization. The culture at Ford also has got a role to play in these transformation efforts, and IT provides a platform to make it possible. Ford is ultimately looking to integrate all the environments to provide a seamless interface for all types and forms of collaboration. They have also been upgrading all the conference facilities globally to offer high-definition video and improved audio capability.
In most companies, the IT teams are not connected with the product development teams and the actual products. This means the companies are missing the opportunity for IT to improve the exiting product development process as well as shape the products. Ford has taken steps to make both things happen by keeping IT as close as possible to functional units so that IT people work with product development teams and other functional units as well. This move was the key behind the development of Microsoft-based Sync system, which links music players, smartphones, and internet services for use in Ford vehicles. Ford has been working on providing employee mobility for a while, and they started a program called EPOD, Email on Personally Owned Devices, that allows employees to use their personal devices to access Ford's network and email. This fulfills the expectation of employees who want to stay connected to work when needed, irrespective of where they are. Ford was among the first few companies to embrace this kind of initiative to let people use their own devices such as iPhones, iPads, Blackberries, and etc. to access corporate network and data. Ford has embedded IT teams in every functional team present globally. This enables functional teams like product development and finance to have an IT initiative around analytics like a lot of other companies. Ford is trying to extract more value from the data that is available within and outside the organization. Applying business intelligence within product creation teams across the globe would give a picture of the various vehicles that share common commodities and parts. Ford likes to standardize the parts as much as possible, and analytics help them assess that.